Peace, infinite waters diving deep once again. How to recognize your inner power. Can I get a hello there? What is power to you? That's a question. Money, respect, a mansion, a Ferrari car, your high heels, your gym equipment. So many of us always externalize our power. And what's helped me along my journey is to stop externalizing power to recognize your power. What's the problem? Many times we even externalize our feelings. Some people come home from work and they start shouting at you. Please go away. What's happening here? It's a transference of energy because we are not taking responsibility for how we feel. So, along my journey, I've seen that the more you realize you are connected to source energy, we are made from the same fabric as the universe, you start recognizing your inner power. Because what happens when your computer breaks down? What happens when your car breaks down? When someone steals your clothes? Who does that? Now, guess what? You feel naked. You feel like you have no power. Why? Because we've spent our whole life externalizing our power. Giving other people our power through these institutions. Even many times we place our own happiness on the sleeves of other people. What's helped me along my journey is to become the source of my own happiness by recognizing my power and the power within others. Because so many of us, we spend our whole life always looking up to people or looking down at people. But what about meeting people eye level? That is how I recognize my power. The divine in me sees the divine in you. And it's not easy to not externalize your power. Because growing up, we have been rewarded for good behavior and been punished for bad behavior. But what happens when you let go of that duality? When you transcend it? I've seen you create fusion. You realize that what you are praising externally to yourself is part of your disregarded emotions, feelings, but it's all you. The car that you praise, that you say is so amazing, is really a longing for that within yourself somewhere. Because once you recognize it within yourself, that car is just a tool. That mansion is just a tool. And I've seen we are all borrowers. None of us own anything. How can you own a piece of land? If you really own it, it would be yours forever. But it's not, because you are only here for a temporary period of time, myself included. Even if you were to live for, let's say, 8,000 years, that's only a drop in the ocean compared to infinity, compared to eternity. So once I started to reclaim back my power, it was over. I started to recognize my inner power. We can talk of confidence. We can talk of self-esteem. And it has nothing to do with talent. That's the problem. We think that because we have a gift, we recognize our inner power. No. We begin recognizing our inner power once we have the courage and the belief and the knowing in our own abilities of what we are capable of. That's when the real magic happens. Yes, we love to get that praise, but we are not dependent on external validation for our own happiness. We start honoring who we truly are. The second tool which has helped me is Bodywork. I always have great conversations when I'm skating. I was talking to a professional rollerblader, and we were talking about how this technology is changing all of us. A lot of us, we're spending 5 hours on the computer eating popcorn. Who does that? Who does it? What happens? We were talking about how by skating, by moving your body, we are using our energy. When we are interfacing with computers, it is not 100% us. It is the machine. Therefore, we don't recognize our inner power 100%. But the more you move into your body, which is the subconscious mind, now this is what I call organic interfacing. Why is this powerful? It helps you reconnect with your inner guidance system, which is your feelings, your emotions. It makes you wiser. You start to activate new brain cells. Your brain actually increases in size. So what happens when you have that kind of realization? Immediately, you stop what you're doing on Facebook. You go outside, you start running up and down. You start breathing in that fresh prana. And now you get more appreciation for your body. What about, there's a reason why a lot of people don't love their bodies. Because we have become disconnected from our bodies. People always ask, how do I look? But when you have that relationship with yourself, that question becomes obsolete because you start to feel the energy emanating deep from your core and you see how powerful you truly are. Another tool which has helped me is to question everything. Now, part of diving deep is asking a lot of questions because we really just accept. That's the standard default. Due to our conditioning, we don't want to cause any problems. But blindly accepting certain rules, now guess what happens? This affects the whole course of our life, the decisions we make. So I've seen the power of being a free thinker. The power of being a free thinker means that you can use discernment, which is a wise form of judgment. So when I'm talking, don't believe what Ralph says until you know it for yourself. Question everything. That's why children are asking the 3 W's. Why? What? When? They are detectives. But a lot of us, we don't value questions. And questions are the catalyst for knowing thyself. Why do I feel this way? What is happening to me? When did this start? Now this investigation is allowing us to expand more and increase our knowledge about ourselves, which is infinite. But a lot of us feel we know everything. And I've seen enlightenment is knowing how much you don't know. The news, who are these people? Actors or what? It's a story. That's why the Hopi said, the one who tells the story rules the world. But ask yourself, what story are you creating every single day for yourself? What vision are you communicating to the world? Is it someone else's vision, or is it an organic vision? It does wonders. The more you question, the more is revealed. Number 4 is what I call grab a ticket. Travel far and wide. Because I've seen along my journey, only through traveling can we really begin to see the contrast of life. If you're in the East, go to the West. If you're in the North, go to the South. Why? Because you start to see how diverse life is, different cultures, you get different experiences. So all of this, you start to see what you're really made of, what you would do in certain situations. And because of that, you recognize your inner power, that you can move out of your comfort zone and still be okay. That's what I've been doing, traveling around, hopping around, and guess what? I'm still alive. Thank goodness. But it's the adventure, a beautiful adventure, helps us recognize our inner power. But as long as we're just stuck in the same routine, what I found is that it's awfully boring. Why? Because we know it too well. It is the uncertainty and the unknown that is actually the most exciting part of life. Why? Because we have to let go of our preconceived ideas and judgments, and essentially this allows us to be free. And lastly, a great tool is always. What's helped me along my journey in becoming your greatest version is to shift your focus. It's a state of mind. Many of us, we get offended by what other people say to us. We get offended by even what we say to ourselves. We get hurt because of previous experiences. But I've seen all it takes is a shift of focus. And even then it's still not easy, because our state of mind really starts to govern how we feel at every single level. But a shift of focus can do so much to start recognizing your inner power. When someone shouts at you, shift your focus. Visualize that they are whispering to you. That is how much power we have. That is how much amazing potential we all have to become the alchemists and wizards we truly are in co-creating and becoming the architects of our own reality. Yes, we are governed by our environment. At the same time, the secret of alchemy is making the best out of the worst and not allowing external events to govern your internal condition. So every day I am exercising, shifting my focus. Sometimes you are going to go through some pretty awful experiences, but our attitude is essential, and I've seen it. So there you have it. Recognize your inner balance. Become the source of your own happiness. by also recognizing that we need each other, all of us, which is the great paradox. My happiness is in making other people recognize their happiness, and that way we all share happiness, because happiness is best shared. Step into your power 100%. We're here, infinite waters, diving deep once again. Stay well, stay healthy. Peace.